My dad was my everything. He was our world. He really was the center of our family. We didn't just lose him the day he passed away. It was like losing him every day for 9 months while he was sick. And from that moment that I watched my father go into cardiac arrest, it's like the world stopped and we stopped functioning. For somebody to place a cap and say, that is what your suffering is worth. That is what his suffering was worth. That's what your family's continuing suffering is worth. It's insulting.
Back in 1984-85, the legislature of Maryland asked for a legislative cap to be placed on the amount of money that anyone could recover in an accident case or a medical malpractice case. The non-economic damages cap is not something that comes up in everyday conversation. Unless and until you've been affected by it, you're not going to know anything about it. It's just not going to come up.
You guys going to go play like Messi, bend it like Beckham and all that good stuff?
We didn't know anything about the non-economical damage cap before this case. Paul and his team, they just kind of walked us through the process, reassured us in a time where we were very scared, nervous, and didn't know what to do and where to turn.
When Mr. DeMori sat with us and said, this is what the cap is, it came as a surprise to me because I'm thinking, I thought it would be much, much more than this for what he went through and the pain and suffering that he endured for 9 months. I was married to this man for 46 years. He did everything for his family. He was the rock that held us together. So his impact was tremendous once he left. So I don't know if it's even, you can put an amount of what it meant to us once he was gone.
The people that come to me, their lives have been completely destroyed. You know, I represent people who lose the ability to walk, lose the ability to work, suffer for months or years at a time. You can't even begin to imagine how their lives have been turned upside down and destroyed. And to say that we have placed this arbitrary limit on how much they can recover for all of that harm, to me, is a complete injustice. Now, I'll give you an in-state comparison. You have a hangnail. The person you went for your mani-pedi did a bad job, okay, and it hurts, and you go to trial. You can get the $800,000. The same $800,000 that the person I told you about, who spent 9 months living in horror, gets.
There needs to be an understanding that the cap is a number, but the number itself doesn't define what they went through, what their family is going through. So to have somebody sit and come up with a number based on what someone's life was worth, based on what their pain was worth, there needs to be a change.
We need the legislators to hear from their voters and say, hey, what's up with this? Is this really a good thing? Do we really need this? I think if we can get enough people on board, educated, illuminated, then yeah, I think we can do something about it.